Hello, it's Shan here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are headed out to Oakville Executive playing their Mystic Ridge 18 holes. This is a short little golf course. I've never played there before and I saw it online. There was available times and it wasn't super expensive, so I thought, let's check it out. This will also be my first round of golf with my brand new set of golf clubs, so I'm super excited to share that with you guys. For two people on the weekend, today is a Saturday and we teed off at 10:50 a.m. It cost us $110 total, so $55 per person. That is tax included, but not cart included. So I personally prefer walking the golf course. I have a little push cart that I bought off Amazon a few years ago, and then I kind of just take it with me to the golf course. Although today we do have a heat warning here in Toronto. It is 35 degrees Celsius. It probably feels closer to 40. So if you don't like the heat or for some health reasons you prefer to take a cart, spend that money. I highly recommend it. With that being said, let's head out to the golf course. Oakville Executive Golf Course, located in Oakville, contains two golf courses, a regulation 9-hole course called Angel's View and an 18-hole course called Mystic Ridge Golf Course, which will be featured in this video. Let's get started with hole number 1. This is a par 4, about 300 yards. The hole does turn to the left, so I have a driver here just aiming for the left side of the fairway. This was also my first ever shot with this driver on the golf course, taking its maiden voyage. I actually hit a very good shot here. I do notice that with a stiffer shaft, I tend to hit fades a little more than my hook draw, so that's a good sign moving forward. As you can see here, as a general feature of golf courses in southern Ontario, the land here is pretty flat, and so at any point on the golf course you can likely see the next hole or 2 or 3 beyond that, so just watch out for golf balls that might be flying in from a different hole. Hole number 2 is a par 3 about 135 yards from the white tees. This hole is very straightforward, only a bunker on the front left of the green. My camera battery died here, but don't worry, this is the only shot not recorded. The good news is I tend to hit my new irons further than my old irons, so that's how I ended up behind the green here. And I just chipped back with my new 60-degree lob wedge, which I'm still getting used to, but I must say this shot was pretty good. Hole number 3 is a par 5 from the white tees. It's only 413 yards, but there is water on the right side past the tree. So the best shot here from the tee deck is to aim for the left side of that big tree on the right. The left side is where the fairway continues to the green, although it does narrow down once you reach the water ponds. I had about 200 yards here, so I figured I'd let it rip with my new 5-wood. I did end up hitting a hook shot and then ended up in the thick rough. So this is the thing with this golf course. Aside from the fairways, which are actually pretty dry, the roughs here are quite long and it can be hard to find your ball once you get into the 3rd layer. So right now I'm in the 2nd layer. This is what the roughs look like from here. And honestly, this shot was pretty good. I would say I got lucky. The ball was a little bit buried and I was using my new 60-degree lob wedge. A good putt here for birdie. I will say I'm getting very good roll with my new bat attack putter. Hole number 4 is a par 3, 150 yards from the white tees. As you can see in the picture here, this hole is very straightforward. There is nothing really to it other than some trees and rough on the sides, so try to avoid the sides of these holes. A couple things to note about the greens here, which you'll notice throughout my round, is that 1, these greens are fairly slow. You'll notice for a lot of putts, it looks like I am taking a bigger swing than I need to, but the ball does hit the brakes on the green. I don't know what it is. And the second is that breaks on these greens look bigger than they actually are. So I would say for a lot of shots, if you think it's going to be 3 holes to the right, maybe aim for just 1 and you'll be good. Hole number 5 is a par 3, 168 yards from the white tees. It is a little downhill, and with my rangefinder it came out to about 163 yards, and so I decided to go with my 5-iron. With a good shot, theoretically I should be on the green, but I did hook this one a little bit. For some reason the 5-iron gets a little bit harder for me to hit than the rest of my irons. Hole number 6 is a par 4, 315 yards from the white tees. For some reason, this golf course almost has that links feel with the dried out long grass on the sides. Other than that, just a few bunkers, nothing else. If you go too far left or right, you'll just end up on the fairway of another hole. So no worries there, but try to keep it centered. Something I personally need to work on is distance control with my wedges. Often with shorter par 4s, I have kind of a half shot, 3/4 shot into the green. I would almost rather just have a full 9-iron, 8-iron, just a full iron shot versus a distance controlled half shot. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. As you can see here, where my ball ended up, that is the top of a ridge that rolls towards the hole here. On a faster green, the ball probably would have rolled down the hill once it reached that point, but on this one, you really just have to hit it the length of the putt because the greens are quite slow. Hole number 7 is another par 4, 320 yards from the white tees. I honestly didn't know there was a water pond up there. I didn't look at the scorecard carefully, but there is one. And luckily, since I didn't know, I kind of just swung confidently at this ball, hit a pretty good shot, and then I realized I was on a very narrow part of the fairway next to the water. So now that you know, I would say maybe take a shorter club because you don't really need the distance here. As you can see, I am now hitting another kind of half shot with my wedge into the green. So just something to look out for. Yes, here is an example of how the greens here don't break as much as they look. We both thought we should aim for about 3 holes to the right of the hole. I aimed there and the ball just went straight to that spot instead of turning towards the hole. So just for fun, I tried again aiming straight at the hole, and as you can see, the ball only ended up about half a feet to the left of the hole. So I almost could have hit a straight putt, just harder, and the ball might have gone in. Hole number 8. Here's a fun one. It's a longer par 3 over the water. It's 174 yards from the white tees. The pin was in the back today, so I decided to go with a hybrid. It was playing a little bit closer to 180. In front of the green is actually quite a lot of space to be safe, as long as you pass the pond, which I would say about 140 you'd be past the pond. At this point, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button for me. Thank you. Oof, I got robbed here. I feel like half the ball was already committed and then the other half was like, nah, I don't want to go in right now. Hole number 9 is another longer par 3 to finish off the front 9. This hole is 171 yards from the white tees. There's nothing really to it other than bunkers around the green. I hit my hybrid here. As you can see, the golf course is pretty open, but the roughs here are quite thick, if I do say so myself. Here I just used my 60 degrees. I tried to keep the club face open. The ball was below my feet, so got a little squat going, and then just made sure I follow through so the ball can pop out. Let's head over to the back 9, starting off with hole number 10, which is a par 4 about 300 yards from the white tees. There is water, as you can see in the picture, all the way down the right side. So trick here is to obviously aim for the left side, but still on the fairway. In the back 9, the wind really started picking up. We had a few thunderstorm warnings, that might be what it is. We saw this eagle flying overhead and it was chasing a bird, I think just for fun, so that was cool. As you can see here, and something I've just noticed across several golf courses, the fairways here are quite dry. I wonder if it's because of the irrigation system or it's been pretty dry around Toronto. It's not really a big deal, honestly, except if you're not used to it, the fairways are quite hard. Hole number 11 is a par 3, 135 yards from the white tees. Nothing to it, again, another little bunker on the left front of the green. The wind really started picking up here. It was blowing left to right, and so as you can see with this shot, I actually pulled it a little, but mid-air, the wind just ate up the ball and pushed it back right into the center of the green, which was nice, so thanks for that, wind. Again, I am feeling a much better roll with my new putter. I'm coming in with the club face square and the ball is rolling straight instead of having some kind of weird side spin. Hole number 12 is a par 4, 335 yards. There is a giant pond on the left side and it's a dogleg left. This hole is very deceptive, and what I mean by that is the fairway actually slopes towards the water, and so you actually do want to aim for the right side of the fairway. I thought that I hit a fade here and I was going to end up in the first cut of rough, but then I walked up and I was actually in the middle of the fairway in perfect position. So if I actually aimed or hit the middle of the fairway, it would have rolled to the left closer to the water. Somebody tell me what insect this is, because if that's a fly, that's scary. Excuse me, the wind distracted me here and I don't know what I was doing with that putt, so we're just gonna continue. Hole number 13 is another par 3. It's 135 yards from the white tees, a few bunkers around the greens. Can we just take a second to appreciate the luscious roughs around this golf course? Hole number 14 is a par 3, 137 yards from the white tees. There is water down the left side and then a bunker behind the green and then another bigger bunker on the front right of the green. So the safe shot is obviously on the green or in front of the green. If you leave it short, there is quite a lot of fairway to work with. Again, when I hit a good shot and make solid contact with my new irons, it tends to go further than I expected it to, so I end up on the back of the green, which I'm really not mad at because that's a good sign. Hole number 15 is a par 3, 144 yards from the white tees. Similar to other golf courses in Toronto, the actual yardage could be plus or minus 10 yards from what it says on the scorecard, just because they could place the tee box anywhere along this long stretch of grass. Admittedly, I did hook this ball into the water pond on the left side of the green. I saw it bounce and then it rolled back in, so I just dropped one near point of entry, and I did actually find my original ball. Hole number 16, another par 3, 164 yards from the white tees. There is water on the back left corner of the green, so try not to go there. I would say if you are in between clubs, take a club shorter because the front of the green is completely safe here. Unless you hit it to the right like I did here. And then I ended up with kind of a down slope bunker shot, which was really hard, and let's just say it didn't make it out of the bunker, so that's okay. We hit it again, and this time it did make it out. Barely. I think I have heat exhaustion. Lack of water. Heat warnings hit different when you're on the golf course and walking. Let's move on to hole number 17, which is a par 3, 130 yards from the white tees. Very straightforward again, just a few bunkers in the front and to the right side of the green. Tired. I think I decelerated again on the downswing. And finally, we have arrived at hole number 18, which is a short par 5, 388 yards from the white tees. At this point, I wanted to jump into a refrigerator, but let's continue because we're almost done. This hole is a 90-degree dogleg to the right. There is a hazard on the right side. I would say if you do drive further than 190-ish, don't use a driver. It's my first time on this course, so I made that mistake. If you're gonna use a driver, cut the corner hard, or you're gonna end up like me where I hit a good drive and it ended up on the road outside of the golf course. So rather than waste time and go back, I just dropped one in the rough on the side of the road. If I didn't go out of bounds, this hole would be very reachable in 2, and this would be a putt for birdie. So that's just something to note. The par 5s here are great birdie opportunities. Just got back from the golf course. Traffic was pretty bad because it's a Saturday in the summer in Toronto, so there it is. I had a wonderful day out in Oakville today. This is a really cute little golf course. It's a par 63, mostly par 3s and 4s, perfect for beginners. The golf course is fairly open. There are a few water hazards and bunkers, but other than that, I would say it's a fairly straightforward golf course. It's very walkable. It is 35 degrees and heat warning here in Toronto today, which is why I got a little heat exhaustion near the end and probably dehydration. But on a slightly chiller day, very walkable golf course. I would highly recommend if you are west end of Toronto or closer to Etobicoke, Oakville area. This was also the first round of golf with my new set of PXG golf clubs, and I have to say the irons are my favorite irons I've ever hit in my life. I think that's why PXG is known for their irons over their other clubs. I will say the other clubs, although I hit my driver and woods pretty well, the hybrid I still need to get used to, and the wedges I also need to get used to. The irons, again, they were custom fitted to me and they're perfect. And with that, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I will be making more golf videos around Toronto, Southern Ontario, and wherever I go next. See you in the next one. Bye!